Node 2105.
La 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 la. Okay, here we go. Testing 1 2 3. Test 1 2 1 2 1 2. Whoa 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 whoa. Too loud. Too loud. Too loud. Too loud. Too loud. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Just adjusting my mic. Adjusting my mic. Okay, I think we sound good now. All right. All right. Perfect. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net. I'm Kimberly Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar, your net control operator. My pronouns are she, her. This is a roundtable for general discussions and friendly chats. Please direct all calls through the net control station. We meet every Sunday at 2 a.m. Coordinated Universal Time. Before we begin, is there any emergency or priority traffic? If there is an emergency at any time, please say break, break, and we will assist you promptly. This net provides a safe place for members of the LGBTQIA+ community and their allies to connect over the airwaves. It is open to all licensed amateur radio operators without the need for membership, and we also welcome third-party traffic as well. Speaking of memberships, the Pride Radio Group fosters an inclusive environment for learning, experimenting, and enjoying radio communications. We encourage, promote, and support the diversity within the wider radio community. We share our experiences and knowledge, celebrate Pride on the air, and welcome all individuals. To learn more about the Pride Radio Group, join us and gain access to our Discord chat room. Visit prideradio.group. That is prideradio.group. Or check out Victor Kilo 3 Papa Romeo Golf or Kilo 3 Papa Romeo Golf on QRZ. Membership is free and all are welcome, regardless of who you are and who you love. Unless you harbor hatred towards us, of course. This net is being relayed on the Pride Radio Network and its affiliated systems, including All-Star, Echolink, IRLP, DMR, YSF Reflector, WiresX, M17, NXDN, P25, D-Star, and Zello. It is also streamed live on Broadcastify, Icecast, and my YouTube channel, searchable by my call sign Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. For information on how to connect to this network or access our live streams, visit PrideRadioNetwork.com. That is PrideRadioNetwork.com. You can also track and follow this net by downloading NetLogger for Windows, Linux, or Mac OS from netlogger.org. That is netlogger.org. NetLogger allows you to log into the net, view real-time call signs, and actively participate. For Android and iPhone users, you may download On-Air NetScraper instead. Once again, that is On-Air NetScraper for Android and iPhone users. Now, before we start tonight's net, does anyone have news, announcements, or other items to share with the net and the Pride Radio Group? Alrighty, let's move on to check-ins for the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net. We'll begin with mobile stations, those short on time, and those who plan to participate briefly. If you fall into any of these categories, please come forward with your call sign slowly, twice, and phonetically. Feel free to share your pronouns as well. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar, standing by for check-ins from mobile, short on time, and in and out stations. Already not hearing any mobile short on time in and out stations. We will now take check-ins from anyone, anywhere. So if you'd like to join the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net, please provide your call sign slowly, twice, and phonetically. And you may also share your pronouns if you wish. Uh-oh. Is it gonna be one of those days again? Is it gonna be one of those days again where we get nothing? Alrighty, it's awfully quiet out there. Let's try this again. If anyone's out there that would like to join the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net, all I need are your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically. Let's get some folks added and let's get this net going. Oh boy. Don't think we're gonna get anybody. Yikes. Oy vey. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, your net control station for the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net. We are taking check-ins at this time. If you'd like to check into the net and have a little fun with us, all I need are your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically. So don't be shy, pick up your mics and say hi, and let's get this net going.
This is KC3 VIU, Kilo Charlie 3, Victor India Uniform, BB. See her pronouns, please.
Alright, KC3 VIU got you down. It appears that we're having some issues with the Echolink Pride conference. So if you are on the Pride Echolink conference and you're trying to check in and you're not being heard, QSY over to KJ7OMO-Lima, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar -Lima. Please QSY to Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar -Lima if you are on the Pride Echolink conference. We seem to be having some connectivity issues with that conference server at this time. If for some reason you are unable to connect to my -Lima node, you are welcome to try my -Romeo node. But only if you're not able to connect to -Lima. If you're still having trouble connecting, please let me know, and we'll try and get the problem sorted. Alrighty, do we have any additional check-ins out there? Please come now with your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically.
Kilo Bravo 6 Radio, Kilo Bravo 6 Radio, KB 6R.
Alright, Kilo Bravo 6 Romeo got you down. I received your message on Discord, so thanks for letting me know. Alright, any additional stations out there wishing to check in? Alrighty, do we have any additional check-ins for the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net? All I need are your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically, and you're welcome to share your pronouns if you like. Alrighty, folks. If you've just connected to the Pride Echolink Conference, QSY over to Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar -Lima, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar -Lima. We currently have issues with that, with the Pride Echolink Conference. Alrighty, looks like we have two additional check-ins, two stations checked in, so we're going to get to them. But first, if any of you cannot for some reason join us via voice, you are welcome to check in via the YouTube live stream. You can check in via NetLogger. You can also check in via Discord if you're part of the Pride Radio Group Discord. You can also check in via Mastodon. My Mastodon is at KJ7OMO at mastodon.radio. At Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar, at mastodon.radio. You can also email me your check-ins. My email is kj7omo at gmail.com, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar, at gmail.com. And you can also use WinLink to check in as well. Yes, I take WinLink check-ins as well. And if you know me by my, private social media links, you're welcome to use those to check in as well. If you are not yet a licensed amateur radio operator, well, I highly encourage you to start studying for your exams so that you could get your license and join in on the fun. With all that out of the way, KC3VIU, go ahead and take it, KJ7OMO.
Hi, this is KC3VIU. Yeah, I wish I had more positive news for this week, but I went to the doctors again, and on Tuesday my blood pressure was 90/72, and when I went on Friday after having fallen, getting a head rush. My blood pressure was 72 over 50. Oh, sorry, 70 over 52. So they're looking in to see what they can do to help out. But he said it's actually interesting because they want me to begin taking in a lot of salt, which is something he says he rarely gets to say. So, yeah. But, yeah, I was on my way downstairs the one morning because I heard something going on. And if I had taken one more step before I nearly blacked out, it was sort of a syncope thing, I probably would have gone down the stairs. Kind of scary. So, but yeah, like I said, I'm here. I'm still kicking. I have no intention of giving up, and trying to maintain a good mood and whatnot else. I know this is going to create more hassle and paperwork for my employer, but I can't help that. It's me. I have to pay attention to me, so. But I'll send it back to Net. This is KC3VIU back to KG7 OMO.
Alrighty, KC3VIU, KJ7, OMO returning. Well, that kind of sucks that you had some bad news, but hopefully things will be better for you. Fingers crossed. Looks like we have a netlogger check-in from November 6 Charlie Tango Alpha, so we'll be sure to check them in. And coming up next is Kilo Bravo 6 Romeo from Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar. Go ahead and take it.
Hey, thanks for calling me back. I don't have a lot of traffic for the net here. I just realized usually I forget to dial in and listen because it's Saturday night. But I was up late last night, and I'm like, well, I'm home tonight, so I'll listen in and say hi, and not much else for the net, but thanks, and back to you.
Alrighty, Kilo Bravo 6 Romeo from Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar. Thanks for checking in. This is a roundtable frac juice, so we'll call you back here in just a moment. Yeah, it's normal not to have much traffic on your first round. Alright. Speaking of traffic, hopefully we get some more, but before that, let's see if November 6 Charlie Tango Alpha is on the air with us. Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar. Alrighty. Well, they did say that they were busy, so we'll mark them in as an in and out via netlogger. Alrighty, folks, we're at the bottom of the list, so let's see if we have additional check-ins for the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net. Please come now with your call signs solely, twice and phonetically, and you're welcome to share your pronouns if you like. We usually get probably around 5 or 6, sometimes up to 10 or more stations, but it's kind of a slow night tonight. Anybody else out there wishing to check in before we kick it back up to the top? Alrighty, KC3VIU, back to you, KJ7OMO.
This is KC3VIU. Yeah, boy, I think the net's probably going to end pretty soon tonight, without some more participation. I haven't got much to really say because I haven't been able to do very much lately. Although I did pull out my HT and was doing some scanning around the frequencies the one evening. It's kind of interesting. I found I was able to program a lot of the GMRS, FMRS channels into my HT, and sometimes it can be interesting to scan those as well. But I also put ACARS frequencies, the aircraft reporting and something or other service, into my HT, but I don't have an easy way to, at present, couple that signal out and get it to a computer for decoding. Most of the time I think you're better off using SDRs for that anyway, so excuse me, not much going on. I'm going to go ahead and punt it back to net control. This is KC3VIU, back to KJ7. Oh, I know.
KC3VIU from KJ7 OMO returning. Yeah, copy that. It's a slow night tonight, so this is probably going to wind up being a short net unless, more people check in. Sometimes, we'll be like this where it's just us for a little while, and then right when I'm about to close things down, boom, they all start coming out of the woodwork and it becomes a pile-up. So, yeah, you never know. We'll see what happens. KB6R, KJ7, OMO, we'll toss the hot microphone back to you. Alrighty, looks like KB6R bailed on us. Alright, folks, we're at the bottom of the list, so, who else is out there wishing to check into the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net? We don't have many checked in at the moment, and would love to have more, so if you'd like to join in on the conversation, get checked into the net, or if you just want to briefly check in, it doesn't matter to us. All I need are your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically, and you're welcome to share your pronouns if you like. Remember, folks, if you're on the Pride Echolink conference, please use the Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar -Lima node, as we're having connectivity issues with the conference at the moment. Do we have any additional check-ins? Any additional check-ins at all? This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, your net control station, looking for more check-ins to the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net. Alright, looks like we have one additional station trying to get in there, but it looks like they are having some issues right now connecting to one of our DMR connection points. So, for right now, we're going to toss it back to KC3VIU from KJ7 OMO.
This is KC3VIU. So, I'm just going to talk about something I really like about radio and whatnot else, and that is the different modes of modulation, like or encoding, I should say, not so much modulation, but in some ways they kind of go hand in hand. But all different ways of changing data into a radio signal so you can send it someplace and then decode it on the other side. All the different schemes, all the different ways of doing it, the sounds that they make, I love. For years, I thought POCSAG, or pager data, the Post Office Group Special, or Post Office Committee Special Activity Group, whatever it is, for the people who did the pager data. I always thought that was some kind of scrambled police signal, not knowing, Then I found this Signal Wiki and did some more research, and it's like, oh, that's what that is. And then it's like, I'd really love to know some interesting details on like how they communicate with like the Voyager spacecraft, like what modulation methods do they use, and some of the frequencies and stuff. I don't have any of the means, and I certainly wouldn't be interested in messing with anything like that. Just the whole fascinating, like, these truly amazingly minute amount of signal they're getting from the Voyager spacecraft is just unreal. And it blows my mind. It leaves me virtually speechless at times, just trying to comprehend such a limited amount of power and the antenna systems they have to use. And it still works, and it will continue to work for a while, hopefully. But that thing was launched when I was 11 years old, and the thing's still going. And I hope to outlive the usefulness of Voyager 2 and Voyager 1. It really is awesome in the truest definition of the word. So at any rate, I'm going to go ahead and send it back. This is KC3VIU back to KJ7 OML.
KC3VIU from KJ7 OML returning. Ah, yes, POCSAG, the pager protocol. Believe it or not, we hams have a POCSAG network. It's called DAPNet, Delta Alpha Papa November Echo Tango DAPNet. And you can actually connect to DAPNet via your hotspot. So you can turn that on the hotspot, and you'll receive pager protocol, pager messages through that. It's pretty good, pretty cool. And if you have a pager that is capable of working on the ham radio bands, and there are such pagers out there, then heck yeah, you got something pretty cool there. If you have a Flipper Zero, I heard you can do it via the Flipper Zero as well, though I heard that it's not a complete pager thing, because it doesn't let. I heard that it doesn't let you, filter messages to only, your number, but instead it'll just pick up any and all messages, which is okay. And you can also view messages via the Pi-Star dashboard, and if you take a look at a log file, I forget which one or even where it's at, but there's a log file that keeps an archive of all the messages that was ever received by the DAPNet, so by the DAPNet network. So yeah, it's a pretty cool system. And you can also send messages either via the DAPNet website or the phone app, or even through Pi-Star itself if you configured it to connect to your DAPNet account. So it's a pretty cool system. as for the Voyager space probes, I have no idea what type of modulation they use. But but from what I see here, it has the Voyager probe has a uplink of either 2.3 gigahertz or 8.4 gigahertz. That's from the probe back to Earth. And its downlink from Earth to the probe is at 2.1 gigahertz. So, yeah, but due to, the nature of all, due to the nature of, this whole thing here, it's gonna be difficult for you to even receive, any of the signals from there because, well, yeah. Anyways, where was I? I lost my train of thought. Okay. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, your net control station. Let's check back with Kilo Bravo 6 Romeo one more time. See if they're still there. Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. Nope, not there. Alright, well, looks like they're gone, so we're going to check them out. Folks, we're at the bottom of the list, so let's see if we have any additional stations out there wishing to check into the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net. All I need are your call signs solely, twice, and phonetically, and you're welcome to share your pronouns if you like. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, standing by for any additional check-ins to the net. Alrighty, do we have anybody else out there wishing to check in? Anybody else out there wishing to check into the net? Please come forward with your call signs solely, twice, and phonetically if you'd like to join in the conversation. And check into the net, of course. Alright, well, it looks like Kilo 8 Victor Sierra Yankee is having a hard time connecting, so I'll give her a check-in anyway. A courtesy check-in, just for letting us know that she tried to check in. Well, try to connect, that is. Alrighty, any additional stations out there before we kick it back up to the top of the list? Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, standing by for additional check-ins to the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net. Oh boy, it is awfully quiet out there in a radio land. Awfully quiet. A little too quiet, if you ask me. KC3VAU, back to you, KJ7OMO.
This is KC3VIU, Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. Really, I'm gonna go ahead and say it like this then, because I don't want to. I mean, I certainly agree about the Voyager thing. I mean, imagine trying to. I mean, they need the VLA to even pick up the signals, and I understand they've undergone a lot of changes to the antennas in order to keep their ability to listen to the probes. The probes I was rooting for most were the Pioneer ones, and they've gone out of range, or their transmitters are shut down, or something. But yeah, it really is a thing of the mind to realize that we've been able to communicate with things so distant. I think the round trip time now is something like 18 hours. I'm sorry, the one-way trip is something like 18 hours. Traveling as fast as we know how to make anything really go.
Little bit off from 18 hours. 22 hours.
Anyway.
22 hours.
Yeah. But, so in case nobody comes through on the next round of check-ins, I'll let you close it up at your discretion. And then I'll just give the final sign-out whenever you do your close and request for final comments. So, yeah, this is KC3VIU back to KJ7 OMO.
KC3VIU from KJ7 OMO returning. You're a bit off. It takes, as of 2023, signals from Voyager 1 take over 22 hours to reach Earth. Yeah. Over 22 hours for Voyager 1. Yeah. Pretty long time to wait for, a signal. So, they send a signal. It takes about 22 hours to get there, and then another 22 hours to receive a response from the probe. So, yeah, pretty wild stuff. I wish we had instant communications via subspace like they do on Star Trek, where we don't have to wait so doggone long for a radio signal to get there. Yeah, sadly, it's a fictional thing. One can only dream, right? Alright, we're at the bottom of the list, so let's see who else is out there wishing to check into the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net. Please come forward with your call sign slowly, twice, and phonetically, and you're welcome to share your pronouns if you like. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar, standing by for additional check-ins to the net. Alright, looks like Kilo 8 Victor Sierra Yankee is still trying to check in, still trying to get in there, but she's still having connectivity issues with her hotspot. But she's still trying. But for right now, we're going to call for more check-ins, so if you'd like to check into the net, please come now with your call sign slowly, twice, and phonetically. Let's get some more people added to the list. Come on now, I know there's someone else out there. Alrighty, folks, if you're not able to check in via voice, you are welcome to check in via NetLogger. You can check in via the YouTube live stream. You can also check in via the via Discord if you're a member of the Pride Radio Group Discord. You can also check in via Mastodon. My Mastodon is at kj7omo@gmail.com. At Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar @gmail.com. You can also email me your check-ins. My email is kj7omo@gmail.com. Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar @gmail.com. You can also use WinLink to send me your check-ins. Just, send a message via WinLink to my call sign, Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar. You can also check in via my private social media links if you know those. So, yeah, there you go. Alrighty. We're going to call one more time for check-ins, and then we're going to kick it back up to the top. Anybody else out there wishing to check in at this time, please come now with your call sign slowly, twice, and phonetically. KC3VIU, KJ7OMO, we'll toss it back to you. Vey.
This is KC3VIU. Yeah, I can talk about something else that was fun. I made some repairs to some Christmas lights the other day. Pulled out my soldering iron, haven't used that for a little while. And there was a series of LED bulbs that there were two logical strands. I guess we'll call them logical. I mean, physically, the way they were set up, they were all in one bundle, but physically they were isolated from each other. So I'm just going to call that logically, even though it required a wire. Like I said, high blood pressure, so my brain's in a different place, and it's just how I'm thinking, so please bear with me. But so at any rate, I had realized that either I was short of bulbs last year, a quote LED bulb, or the socket was bad or something, and I'm like, I'm just going to have to cut this off and regraft the plug back on the end. So I did that the other day. I used some hot melt glue and put that inside the shrink tubing, so when the shrink tubing collapsed, you can get the stuff to ooze out. I know they make shrink tubing that has the adhesive built in, but I didn't have any. So that little compromise seemed to work pretty well. And now I'll have the opportunity to put the lights out for Christmas. That, and I have this circuit that takes away the flicker, and it's funny, I built it about 4 years ago and used it, and used it again last year, and I was like, why doesn't it set of like, oh right, I have to flip it over because the diodes are out of phase. I think it's some kind of rectification or filtering then with a capacitor in there to hold the line up so that the flickering is reduced. And it works out really well. I mean, it works out really nice. Because that persistence, the way the LEDs flicker, drives me nuts. That's just me. I see that a lot on on some cars with the PMW from the brake lights, and I find it really irritating because I can see probably as far up as about 40 hertz or so of that flicker as I scan around, and it's really, really obvious to me. So, but yeah, I made some repairs to those, and I made a cute little dash heater thing last year right before I took my amateur radio test, which helped me remember all the formulas because generally I kind of use my phone to help me run the, power versus voltage versus resistance, all that stuff. I mean, I know it's Ohm's law, but remembering the exact formula, I have to kind of reinvent it sometimes. It's just the way I'm wired up again. I'm going to take a second here just in case I get bitten. Don't want the alligator to get me. But yeah, I modified my little in-car defroster circuit that has a fan and 3 resistors that I have. They're drawing a total of 2. I think it's 2 amps. So the 12 volts and obviously so many watts. Then with the little fan that should help keep the window defrosted. And then I found this cool little Mylar film thing with little magnets buried in like a cloth material that you can just flip over the windscreen, and the little magnets hold it in place, and then you put it over your side mirrors. That also helps hold it in place. And I'm like, yeah, but I still have my little project thing there, and I'm going to finish that project and make it really cool. And I'll have it in the car such that if I need to do that remotely, or in a situation where I want to defrost but maybe didn't have a chance for the other thing to dry out or something, I don't know what. I just want to be able to say I have that little project, built it, and used it a couple times, and it worked really well. If it in fact does work really well. At any rate, oh Lord, it's just one of those things. This is KC3VIU, back to KJ7OMO.
Alrighty, well, I forgot to turn my microphone on the YouTube back on the YouTube live stream. So basically, what I was saying is that it's good that you, Phoebe, got your lights fixed and all that, yeah, I forgot what else I said, but anyways, yeah, my headset died, so I had to quickly switch over to the to my radio audio, which took about 20 seconds for me to do because I was fumbling around trying to find something so I can whatever. But yeah. So in order for me to hear you without the echo, I had to turn my microphone off on the YouTube live stream so that it wouldn't echo. Anyways, gotta love Gremlins. Let me reset real quick. Alright, I'm back here. Anyways, speaking of repairs, a few days ago I had to repair my DJ controller. Yeah, the crossfader thing completely broke off. So I contacted the warranty department, and they told me, well, you're several months, your warranty has been expired by several months, so we can't fix it for you anymore, but we will sell you the the crossfader that you need. And I'm like, all right, go ahead and send it to me. I'll pay however much you want me to pay for it. And it wound up costed me almost, I don't know what it is in US dollars, but they, I had to pay it in European money, euro. So it costed me €9 and 31 euro cents. I don't know what that is in US dollars, in order for them to send me the crossfader thing so that I could, replace it on my DJ controller. So once I received that, opened up the DJ controller, and I desoldered the broken crossfader, and I soldered the new one in there, closed the whole package back up, plugged it in, and well, what do you know, my DJ controller works like a champ again. So yay, I get to be a DJ again. For a while I couldn't because my controller was broken, but not anymore. Hey, it's better than, throwing out another $100 for a beginner's controller like the one I've got. But yeah, if you're curious on the DJ controller that I have, it's the Hercules DJ Control Mix. Hercules DJ Control Mix is what it is. And it's meant for cell phones, smartphones, Android and iPhone, but I figured out how to get it to work on the computer by, making a tweak of a certain file deep within the the computer software. And once I did that, bam, my controller works flawlessly with the computer. Anyways, we're at the bottom of the list, so let me reset real quick. We're at the bottom of the list, so let's see if we have any additional check-ins to the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net. All I need are your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically, and you're welcome to share your pronouns if you like. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, standing by for any additional check-ins to this net. This will give me a good opportunity to reset my headset. Alright, I have resetted my headset, so hopefully that works.
Node 2105.
Sorry about that long delay. I had to reset my headset. Anyways, do we have any additional check-ins to the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net? All I need are your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically. So don't be shy, pick up your mics and say hi. Alright, looks like we had someone trying to check in, but unfortunately you were not able to hold on to the repeater. I can tell it's coming from the November 3 Victor Echo Mike repeater, so we'll try that again. Who else is out there wishing to check into the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net? All I need are your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically, and feel free to share your pronouns if you like. Anybody else out there wishing to check in, please come now with your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically.
KJ7OMO, here is Alpha Bravo 9 Uniform Zulu.
Alrighty, Alpha Bravo 9 Uniform Zulu, welcome aboard, got you down. Who else is out there wishing to check in? Yay, we got someone else! Yay! Woohoo! Yay! I knew they would come out of the woodwork! Alrighty, Alpha Bravo 9 Uniform Zulu Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar. The mic is yours. Go ahead and take it.
Well, good evening all. I am now in Sheboygan, Wisconsin, and we're slowly getting things together. I got connected. It's funny, I was in Waukesha County for 4.5 years, and I never got anything so much as an email from Milwaukee, Waukesha County area. So, yeah, it's crazy. I got here in Sheboygan, and I sent 2 emails, and I had a response the next day, and I went to my first Sheboygan County Areas meeting last Saturday. So, yeah, that's a thing. Also, of particular interest to you, KJ7OMO, I found that ST757. So, that's interesting. I'm sure you will wait to hear that, but yeah. Anyway, it's crazy. I actually met up with one of the people at the Sheboygan County Area meeting, and he works in cybersecurity, and he's trying to get me into the company where he works. So, that's kind of, I don't know, I've got to sit down and look at that and get that done. But yeah, that's kind of big news. So, yeah. Turn it back to Matt. Alpha Bravo 9 Uniform Zulu.
Oh, Alpha Bravo 9 Uniform Zulu from Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar returning. Wow, that's quite a bit of stuff going on you got there, and yeah, awesome that you found that radio. Awesome, really awesome. Well, if you'd like to talk more about it, you're welcome to send me a private message via Discord. Anyways, it's good to hear you on the net again. It's been a while. Alright. We'll call you back in just a moment, but before we do, before we kick it back up to the top of the list, it looks like Kilo 8 Victor Sierra Yankee is back with us. Hopefully she is able to make a connection. I did check her in already, so all I need now is for K8VSY, that goes to you. If you are hearing us, let us know, and we'll mark you back as checked back in. So, K8VSY, are you with us, KJ7OMO? Kilo 8 Victor Sierra Yankee, Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar. Alrighty, it appears that she is still having some connectivity issues. She managed to She managed to get it so that she can hear us, but we still cannot hear her, so more fixing to do on her part, unfortunately. Alright, do we have any additional check-ins before we kick it back up to the top? This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, standing by for additional check-ins.
V3CCJ.
Oh, you read back your. Oh, that was a little bit too quick on the. A little bit too quick there. Can you say your call sign again, slowly, twice, and phonetically, please?
Yeah. Victor Echo 3, Delta Tango Juliet. Victor Echo 3, Delta Tango Juliet. Name is Daria.
There we go. Victor Echo 3, Delta Tango Juliet. Got you down. Who else is out there wishing to check into the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net?
OMO, this is Kilo 8 Victor Sierra Yankee K DSY, seeing if I can come in.
Kilo 8 Victor Sierra Yankee, got you down. We hear ya. We'll go ahead and mark you as being checked in. I mean, I've already saved your spot, so we'll call you again here, and we'll call you here in just a sec. But first, let's switch it over to Victor Echo 3 Delta Tango Juliet from Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
7LMO, V3GTJ. I have no traffic from that. I just was seeing the chatter down Discord, and I looked over and I saw my Pi-Star was pumping out Fusion, so I figured I'd turn the radio on, hop on, and check in. And that's it. Back to you.
Alrighty, Victor Echo 3 Delta Tango Juliet from Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar returning. Alright, well, it's good that you made it here on this net. It's been a long while since we last had a Canadian station on this net, so awesome, awesome. It's good to hear you. Did you want to stick around for the Rag Chew, or is this a one and done check-in?
Well, I think I'll stick around for the rag. I don't really have any plans here. Yeah, that's about that. Thank you.
Alright, awesome. Anybody else out there wishing to check in? Yes, we're finally starting to pick back up again. Woohoo! Alright, we're gonna go out of order here for a moment and call Kilo 8 Victor Sierra Yankee, since she tried so hard to check in and it took her a while, but I did check her in anyway. So, Kilo 8 Victor Sierra Yankee, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
KJ7OMO, this is Kilo 8 Victor Sierra Yankee K8VSY. Yeah, so not too much further than that, but I did, as I posted in the Discord earlier, I'm playing around with FL Digi today. I got contacted by someone on Grid Tracker, of all places, while making an FT8 contact, and they were like, you should give this a try, and I've heard of it. I haven't really played around with it much, so I'm going to explore some other digital modes on there. So we'll see how well that goes. This is Kilo 8 Victor Sierra Yankee, back to net. Thank you.
Alrighty, Kilo 8 Victor Sierra Yankee from Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar returning. Yeah, when I checked you in, I had you placed after Phoebe, so once I call Phoebe, then you'll be called again after her. But yeah, That's pretty cool that you found out about how you found out about FLDigi. FLDigi is a great mode, great software. It's got like all sorts of different digital modes you could play around with. And another mode that I highly recommend is JS8 Call, Juliet Sierra 8. That's another fantastic mode. And VAR AC, Victor Alpha Romeo Alpha Charlie. That's also a pretty dang good, but you need to have VARA installed in order for that to work. And anyways, KC3 VAU, sorry I skipped over you, KJ7 OMO, over to you.
This is KC3VIU. Yeah, no problem. I understand completely. I think I'm pretty much reached my limit though, as far as being able to stay awake anymore. Sorry to go, but at least the net seems to be getting more active. I'll probably be listening for a little bit. I need to go get something as a little bit of a snack, and then I'm going to head off to sleep. So I appreciate the conversation, though. It was much better than I'd anticipated. Like, I wasn't sure I'd be able to say much of anything that would be of interest, but yeah, I do love to repair things all the time, electronic and whatnot else. My dad's friend had a bunch of electronics that he gave me when I was much younger, 8, 9, 10 years old and stuff like that. Old reel-to-reel tape recorders, old AM, FM radios and things like that, and brought so many of the things back and was able to use them. I probably would have been able to hang on to a lot more and done a lot better if I had been more knowledgeable about the concepts and repairing such things at the time, including a good use and the proper use of epoxy and whatnot. So, but that was the late 70s, and nowadays I'd probably be able to do a lot of rapid prototype printing and put a lot of these things in new cases and wouldn't have to worry about it. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and sign off then, and at least go to listening mode for the most part. So, 7333 to all that the 33 is appropriate for. And hope everybody has a good week. This is KC3VIU clear to KJ7OMO.
KC3VIU from KJ7OMO returning. Alright, well, you have a good night. Thank you for the chat as well. 7333 and all the numbers to you, and we'll catch you next time. Victor Kilo 2 Tango Yankee wanted to check in, so we'll put them on the list and we'll call them shortly. But for right now, in order to keep going with the order of the list as I have it, we'll put Kilo 8 Victor Sierra Yankee back into the hotspot. Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar.
Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. This is Kilo Victor Sierra Yankee coming back in. So I really appreciate everyone's help on getting me on the net. It's always interesting playing around with it, especially since I got Whiskey Zero Charlie Hotel Papa now on my hotspot. It's definitely different than the older Pi-Star software I'm used to, so I'm learning a lot about different modes and how they all interconnect, which is really cool. Who knows, maybe I might eventually end up on M17 or some of these other networks. But I'm having fun, that's the point, and I'm looking forward to more contacts with everyone. Y'all are a blast, thank you. This is Kilo 8 Victor Sierra Yankee, K8VSY.
Kilo 8 Victor Sierra Yankee from Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar returning. You're quite welcome. We're glad that we're able to get you onto this net again. And from what I understand, you had to do it via DMR to YSF, which is perfectly fine. It works. And yeah, that's basically a direct bridge to our Fusion network from your DMR radio via the hotspot that does all the translating of the different protocols for you. So, yeah, there you go. Alright. Again, we're glad that you made it. Alright, Alpha Bravo 9, Uniform Zulu, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. The mic is yours now. Yes, that's right. You're back on the hot seat.
Anyway, so I was chatting in the Discord.
I saw that.
One of the guys that I basically got an more or less an instant in with like a whole bunch of people who do stuff with Sheboygan Aries, because I've done hearing investigations, and the guy who runs he runs a GMRS repeater. Actually, he runs two GMRS repeaters. He runs a DMR repeater and something else. I'm trying to remember what else he runs. Anyway, Alex runs the W59X runs the fusion repeater. W9BCM and also W2NX 906, that's the DMRS call, runs the other two. So he runs a DMR repeater, and I'm kind of like, I've always kind of wanted to learn more about it, and I'm like, I would totally, if there was interest in it, play around with like a DMR 2 system. But yeah, I'm especially interested in, is this using this microphone? Oh, it is. It's totally using this microphone, so I don't know how much of that you heard. He uses actual Motorola ones, so like he actually enables restricted access to system, which is legal to do because it's not encrypting anything. It's just making it so that only certain radios can access. So, but yeah, it's a fascinating subject, and I would love to play around more with trunking systems just to see how they function. But yeah, fun stuff. I don't know. I'm procrastinating. I should be out driving people, but I'm not right now. So, blah. Well, anyway, I will send it back to net. Alpha Bravo 9, Uniform Zulu.
Alpha Bravo 9 Uniform Zulu from Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar returning. Yeah, I hear you. You're not the only one that procrastinates a lot. I also procrastinate a lot. But yeah, we did hear you. Just for a good part of the transmission, your audio sounded pretty low until you realized that, oh, wait a moment, you realize that, oh, wait a moment, you're on a different mic. So when you grabbed your mic to put it closer, you sounded better. Alrighty, over to we're gonna toss it over to Victor Echo 3 Delta Tango Juliet from Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. Victor Echo 3 Delta Tango Juliet, Victor Echo 3 Delta Tango Juliet, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. You are on the hot seat.
I'm on the hot seat, am I? Okay. Well, here's the thing. I'm going to put a little call to anyone who's interested in doing packet radio. I run a packet radio node called V3VTY. That's the Victor Echo 3, the Victor Tango Yankee. And it's like, as you know, WinLink, BDS, chat, all that kind of goodies and stuff. And in conjunction with Chris at M6CTA, we're looking to create a kind of an inclusive packet radio network over the world, ideally. So if anyone is interested in doing any type of traditional like packet radio stuff involves, that kind of thing, HF, VHF, whatever. Mostly we're doing HF though. Yeah, give me a poke and pop into the packet channel. And, maybe we can show you the old side is digital ham radio. That's it. I don't have anything to talk about. Back to the net.
VE3 DTJ from KJ7 OMO returning. Alright, that sounds pretty good. If you could put that info on Discord, type it out and, tag me, that would be awesome. That way I can take a look at it. Because I wouldn't mind, I wouldn't mind, giving packet networking a try. That was one of the things that I would, that are on the list of things that I would possibly like to try out. Alrighty, Victor Kilo 2, Tango Yankee, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, we know you're out there! Victor Kilo 2, Tango Yankee, we saw on Discord that you wanted to check in. Now's your chance. Victor Kilo 2, Tango Yankee, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. Well darn! Looks like he ain't there with us. Alrighty folks, we're at the bottom of the list, so yeah, is there anybody out there wishing to check into the net at this time? All I need are your call signs, slowly, twice, and phonetically, and you're welcome to share your pronouns if you like. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, she, her, standing by for additional check-ins. Oh, wait a moment. Very important. If you're on the Echolink, Pride Echolink conference, we have a connectivity issues with that. Some reason they're hearing us on that node, but we cannot hear anybody on the Echolink conference. So if you're on Echolink, you're connected to the conference. Please QSY to Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar hyphen Lima, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar hyphen Lima. We currently have connection issues with the Pride conference node, so QSY to Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar hyphen Lima if you're on the Pride Echolink conference. Alrighty, anybody else out there wishing to check in, please come now with your call signs, slowly, twice, and phonetically.
Anybody? Failing that, VK2, CQY, just...
Oh, there you are. I called you earlier. Victor Kilo 2, Tango Tango Yankee. Go ahead and take it. Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
Yeah, better late than never, KK7 Homo. Yeah, not much to report. I'm afraid I finished assembling my True STX and then found out that somehow during my soldering misadventures I gave a static shock to an important MOSFET in the back of the RF board. So that radio is not going to radio until I can order some parts. So I think that might be it for my holiday radio fun with the family plans, but never mind. At least I get to learn how to troubleshoot. Thanks for slotting me in. Back to you. Coach 790, CK2 TQY out.
Alrighty. Thanks for checking in. Sounding pretty good there on the Echo Link. Alrighty. Anybody else out there wishing to check in before we kick it back up to the top? This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, your net control station, standing by for additional check-ins. Alrighty, folks, as a reminder, if you're not able to check in via voice, you're welcome to check in via NetLogger. You can check in via the YouTube live stream. You can also check in via Discord if you're part of the Pride Radio Group Discord. You can check in via Mastodon. My Mastodon is at KJ7OMO at mastodon.radio, at Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, at mastodon.radio. You can also check in via email. My email address is kj7omo at gmail.com. Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, at gmail.com. You can also check in via WinLink. Just send your WinLink messages, your WinLink check-in via, to my call sign, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, and I will get you checked in via WinLink. If you happen to know my private social media links, you're welcome to check in via that as well. And if you haven't yet gotten your ham radio license, well, now's the time to study for your license exams and get your ticket to ham radio, because you're missing out if you don't. With that out of the way, back to Kilo 8 Victor Sierra Yankee from Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. Ooh, I'm starting to lose my voice here.
Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. This is Kilo 8 Victor Sierra Yankee, K8VSY. So, in other news, I've been recently playing around with CloudLog for streamlining my logging software. And it's been working pretty well. I got it configured with Logbook of the World and oh man, what else is out there? QRZ and I think something else. Not QSL. I don't really participate in that, but yeah, it's really helped out. I don't host them myself, which I probably should look into doing that. Save a few bucks a month. But right now I'm currently using the service that the folks who produced it offer, and it's been working out pretty well. So I'm hoping to continue using that, because especially for FT8, like Grid Tracker logs CloudLog, which then logs to everything else. So it's very streamlined. I think that's all I got for this round. I don't know how many rounds we go for, but I'm really enjoying listening to everyone's comments tonight, and also participating on the Discord. So this is Kilo 8 Victor Sierra Yankee, back to KJ7 OMO. Thank you.
Kilo 8 Victor Sierra Yankee from Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar returning. Well, this net keeps going until the majority of us drop out, or until I'm tired of it, whichever comes first. So, yeah, this is a RagChew net, so, yeah. Now, if someday we get, like, I don't know, maybe, 70 or 80 or 100 check-ins, then we might not be able to keep going forever, because that would take too long. But for right now, we're still a small net, so yeah, we get to keep going and RagChew. Alright. Alpha Bravo 9, Uniform Zulu. We'll toss the really hot potato back to you. Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
How dare you make that reference? My people lived on potatoes. Sorry, I'm being a dork. No, it's funny. I'm continuing to chat in the Discord, and I'm like, I'm sharing some of my ideas for emergency communications work, like having a survivable point-to-point digital mesh net, on 10 gigahertz, 3 centimeter, and I'm like, you can actually use that then as a backhaul, like basically run it as an IP network, like an IPv6 or something. I don't know. You could do it IPv4, I suppose. That would probably be easier. But then what you do is then you can use that as a backhaul for things like DMR, like we're basically running an NMDVM off of it. So, but yeah, you've got DMR or D-Star, Project 25, C4FM, whatever. Like you can do it via the link, as long as at least one person has a stable internet connection on the system. And I know that you can at the very least get T1 level link speed at 10 gigahertz. I'm sure you can get higher than that, but I know for a fact you can at least get to a T1 level of connectivity. And it also allows you to do things like WinLink over Telnet to, like if you run it through a proxy, if you know where somebody has a radio that gets out to WinLink or something, where you just do it peer-to-peer across the network to have them forward it. So you can do a lot of stuff with that. And like I said, it's for like, if there were ever like a disaster in a remote area. I mean, there are places in northern Wisconsin where there isn't cellular coverage, for example. And there are places, further north in upper Michigan where there's just not cell coverage. And, like having the ability to have a point-to-point network like that, where you can set that up and ostensibly set up a mobile repeater with a link to the outside world, is something that kind of interests me. Not only that, it also works in large-scale disasters. Say, I don't know, massive earthquake hits, because we're on a dormant fault line here. Like there hasn't been an earthquake there in 10,000 years. But like, what happens if something happens down in Oklahoma where they frack it one too many times or something, and there's a massive earthquake? Like, chances of it happening are very slim. But like, just as a what if, or say, I don't know, somebody cut a fiber, whether by accident or by malice. What happens in the event of a coordinated terror attack? How do you set up a data network that allows you to, specifically against infrastructure? How do you set up a survivable system? And this is what I've been kind of thinking about, I don't know, for the last few years on how to make that happen. So, and yeah, I've got some interesting thoughts on it. And like I said, if you run it as like a backhaul, then yeah, that's basically, and you just run whatever you need on it. So I don't know. Hang on, let me reset. So yeah, that's I don't know, that's something I've been working on in my head, and another one that I hadn't quite gotten to in the chat is a disaster box filled with SDRs and some radios and stuff, where it's got like a Stratum 1 and network time server on it, and it's got got APRS running on it, and it's got multiple systems for ELINT and comment, like doing ADSB and AIS, and having the ability to listen to multiple frequencies on HF. Like if you want to be able to listen to a frequency that's otherwise used for emergency action messages with the HF GCS. But they're repurposing it for something in a massive disaster, right? So something like that, or or you need to be able to listen to multiple frequencies while only transmitting on one at a time, where you can listen to a VHF UHF system, when you can listen to multiple HF nets and that sort of thing, and you just bounce back and forth with your transceiver to make it happen. So just some stuff that I've thought about over the years. I'll send it back to Net. 89
Alpha Bravo 9 Uniform Zulu from Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar returning. Wow, that is a lot of fun stuff there. Lots of fun stuff there. Holy macau, there's just so much to unpack there. Alright. We're going to try Victor Echo 3 Delta Tango Juliet one more time. One more time. Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
Well, I was just, I was just talking about, packet radio stuff. If there's no one here with it, or I guess there's a lot of levels. On the sound modem or packet sound modem or VARA or RDOF. There's not project mail. There's DESs on it, and we're hoping to do more. And yeah, if I'm breaking up, that's sorry about that. I'll just keep it short then. Anyways, I'm thinking maybe we should do a show and tell for packet radio. If anyone's interested in that, let me know. Back to you, TJ. 7 Omo and P3 Teamster.
Alrighty, yeah, you were breaking up real bad, so I didn't get the majority of that, unfortunately. But, yeah, as soon as we're done with the net here, I'll get my HF station going, and we'll see if I could connect to your node. No problem. No guarantee that I'll be able to, because, my station is QRP. My station will not do any more than 10 watts to a, and my antenna is a compromised one, so, we'll see. But at least for now, until I get lucky and someone sponsors me a 100-watt station, but it's only a pipe dream at this point. But, yeah. We'll see if my 10-watt station will make it to your node later on. Alright. Up next is Victor Kilo 2 Tango Tango Yankee from Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
Thank you, KJ7. VK2TTY. Listening to all of the fun stuff about emergency comms and packet networks. Yeah, well, I'm certainly going to be playing around with, all the fun digital nodes. I've got, I feel honour bound to give them my call sign to start when it's ready. But from there, yeah, sure. I think there's insufficient use of API REST locally, and I'd like to get into the M17, FT8, Whisper and the like. First things first, though, got to get this radio working. Anyway, back to you, Delta 7 IMO, VK2 TTY.
Here we go. Alright, VK2 TTY KJ7 OMO returning. Yeah, roger that. Don't have much to say at the moment. Looks like Victor Echo 3 Delta Tango Juliet is going to bail out with us, so if you still hear me, 7-3 and all the numbers, and thank you for checking in. Alright, we're at the bottom of the list. Sorry, I'm starting to lose my voice here. Yeah, do we have any additional check-ins to the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net? All I need are your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar, she, her, standing by for any additional check-ins to the net.
November 2, Delta, Yankee, India. November 2, Delta, Yankee, India.
Alrighty, November 2, Delta, Yankee, India, got you down. Who else is out there wishing to check in? Alrighty, November 2, Delta, Yankee, India. Go ahead and take it. Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar.
KJ7 OMO, this is N2 DYI. Well, good evening, Kimberly. It's been a little while since I've been here. I have checked in here before, but not in a very long time. So, anyway, don't have a whole lot going on here. Just kind of woke up a few hours ago after an unexpected nap that was kind of forced on by a headache, and now I'm sort of messed up for the rest of the day trying to figure out what I'm going to do. So I was just tuning around some all-star nodes and came across this one. It had stuff on it, so here I am. That's pretty much all I got, really. So I hit right at the end of the net, I guess, is when I connected. So that's what I get for being late. Anyway, have a good one. Into DYI, New York City.
Oh, N2 DYI from KJ7 OMO returning. Good to hear you again. We'll probably go maybe have a few or so more rounds before we shut things down, so yeah, anyways, yeah, good to hear you again. It's been a while indeed. And yeah, our node gets pretty active every Sunday mornings at 2 a.m. Coordinated Universal Time, which is Saturday evenings here in the US when we run this RegTunet. Yeah, in addition to All-Star, we have a whole bunch of other modes interconnected as well. So, yeah, this is a pretty big operation that we have. Alright, before we kick it back up to the top of the list, was there any other stations wishing to check in? Alright, hearing nothing at this time, so we're going to kick it back up to Kilo 8, Victor Sierra Yankee from Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. This is Kilo 8 Victor Sierra Yankee K8 VSY. So piggybacking on the interesting connectivity in situations where you might need access to communication where it might not be readily available that Alpha Bravo 9 Uniform Zulu, I think it was talking about. Back in the early 2010s, it reminded me of a project that I used to try to contribute to, where they took old Linksys routers, and I don't know if this would work in every country because of like the frequencies and what's in the ham bands and not. But at the time, you were able to load on custom firmware on the specific models of Linksys routers, and it would create a mesh network that I guess worked specifically in the frequencies on the ham band because you had to enter your call sign and all that stuff. But it didn't last long. I don't think it's still around anymore. But because I live in a big city, I thought I'd contribute to a node at the time. And so that your project reminded me of that as well, because it has similar applications. You would just need portable power still if you're in a situation where the power went out. But yeah, and it looks like someone mentioned it was called Arden. I can't remember the name, so that might have been it. I don't remember exactly, but yeah, it was a fun project to work on. They had a bunch of custom configurations for it, and the only thing legally, at least in the U.S., you can't do encryption over the ham bands, so you can't theoretically SSH or certain HTTPS stuff. You have to keep it open. But I don't know how that works in other countries. But yeah, it reminded me of that. So that's interesting. I would like to hear more about that. So this is Kilo 8 Victor Sierra Yankee K8DSY, turning it back over to KJ7 OMO. Thank you.
Kilo 8 Victor Sierra Yankee from Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar returning. I know exactly what you're talking about. Broadband Hamnet. The old network that used Linksys routers and a whole bunch of other things. They pretty much abandoned that network, but, their website's still up. You can still download their software, you can still use it, but, I don't know, it's kind of an abandoned network. But, it's still available. But there's a different group group of people that forked the source code of the Broadband Hamnet and made it better, improved it, made it better. Sadly, they got rid of support for Linksys routers and all that. But there are still plenty of other routers you could use this different software from. It's called Arden, Alpha, Romeo, Echo, Delta, November. That is a fantastic piece of software. I do have it on one of my nodes. Yes, I have a little tiny, handheld Wi-Fi router that fits into the palm of my hand, and I flashed it with the Arden firmware, and it works pretty good. And, yes, I do have an old Linksys router that I put the old Broadband Hamnet on, and I had to set my Arden node and my Broadband Hamnet node both up with special configuration that allowed those two nodes to talk to each other via Ethernet cable. Because out of the box, neither of those nodes can talk to each other via the cable. I had to, set some configuration settings up in order to get those two nodes to talk to each other via the cable, so that I could bridge in Broadband Hamnet with Arden. But sadly, there's nobody around me that's close enough for me to connect to on either node. So I'm basically the one and only node here in my little area. But yeah, those it's those two networks, Broadband Hamnet and Arden. Arden being the up-to-date network, and Broadband Hamnet being the abandoned network but still available. Alright, Alpha Bravo 9 Uniform Zulu, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. We'll throw you back on the extremely hot seat. Careful not to get lit on fire now.
Oh, I'm already flaming. What? So yeah, no, it's funny. I actually have a GLI net slate. Those are great. Yeah, I didn't know that could do Arden. And I just saw on the Arden website that the 750 is supported, and that's the slate. So that's interesting. Yeah, I might play around with that. Although it's access point only, no mesh on 5.8. So, but yeah, I probably could scrounge up a TP-Link router and do that. That's interesting. Yeah. Somebody else I was talking to here in Sheboygan was interested in doing something with Arden. So, yeah, that might be a thing. That's funny.
You cut out right after you said that's funny. AB9U ZKJ7 OMO. Uh-oh. Alexa, testing 1, 2, 3.
Receiving. Over.
Okay, my internet's still good. Alpha Bravo 9, Uniform Zulu, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. Yeah, right after you said... What was that now that I said? Darn, I forgot. Anyways, yeah, you cut off abruptly, after you explained about your GLI net. Back to you. Alright, apparently we lost her, so we'll move on to Victor Kilo 2, Tango Tango Yankee from Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
Yeah, thanks, Coder 7 Armo. I'm fading out. But yeah, I think I might check out here. But thanks for slotting me in, despite arriving late. Have a good one, everyone. It's UK27 IMO, UK2 TTYT.
Alrighty, Victor Kilo 2, Tango Tango Yankee from Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar returning. Alrighty, well, thank you for checking in. I shall say 7-3 to you, and we hope to hear you on the next one. November 2, Delta Yankee India Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. You're back in the hot seat. Alrighty, folks, we're at the bottom of the list, so let's take a peek out at Radioland and let's see if we have any other station out there wishing to check into the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net. All I need are your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically, and you're welcome to share your pronouns if you like. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar, she, her, and I'm standing by for any additional check-ins to the net. Do we have any additional check-ins to the net before we kick it back up to the top? This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar, standing by for additional check-ins. Alrighty, we're gonna toss things back to Kilo 8. Victor Sierra Yankee from Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar.
Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. This is Kilo 8 Victor Sierra Yankee K8VSY. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It was Broadband Hamnet. And I was checking out their website, and I guess, if I'm reading this correctly, they eventually moved on to Ubiquity hardware. I'm not, I don't fully understand all the details, but I mean, kudos to people who can support the software and make it happen. But Ubiquity hardware is not cheap, and at least in my opinion, I'd probably, if I'm spending that money, I'd probably want to use it as intended. But I could totally be reading this wrong because I was just reading the first paragraph on their website. But yeah, so as far as other things going, I'm running out of things actually. But yeah, the broadband Hamnet thing was, at least for me, short-lived. I actually used to collect a bunch of link subscribers. Like, I'd go thrift shopping and try to find the right model numbers and stuff for them, because my eventual goal was, at the time, and this was, early 2010s, was trying to get a network of friends that had them within range of each other near the local university, and I was hoping to try to create a network, but it never came to fruition, which is totally fine. And like, as others have pointed out, there's much better alternatives these days for stuff like that. So, yeah, and other things, the Pacaria stuff seems interesting. I'll have to look into some of that, but I think that's all I got. This is Kilo 8 Victor Sierra Yankee K8VSY, back to KJ7 LMO. Thank you.
Alrighty, Kilo 8 Victor Sierra Yankee from Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar returning. Yeah, copy that. Well, if you're gonna be using mesh networking with Ubiquity, go with Arden. That is better to use than Broadband Hamnet, since, like I said, they basically abandoned Broadband Hamnet, and they haven't even updated their website since 2015. So it's been years since they last updated anything. And Arden, on the other hand, is always updating stuff. So yeah, if you're gonna go with Mesh networking, stick with Arden. If there's somebody else near you that wants to use Broadband Hamnet, then you could set both nodes up to, like, bridge the Broadband Hamnet into the Arden network. That way, that way you'll have the best of both worlds. But if there's nobody else around you with Broadband Hamnet, forget Broadband Hamnet and just stick with Arden. Okay, Alpha Bravo 9 Uniform Zulu, let's see if you're back with us. Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
I am, but I'm kind of listening right now, and I don't know. I've got a couple of things going on right around me right now, so yeah. Maybe not easy.
Alrighty, not a problem. Let's see if November 2 Delta Yankee India is back with us. Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. Alrighty, looks like they're gone. Alrighty, folks. Think we're gonna start wrapping things up, but before we do, is there anybody else out there wishing to check in to the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net, before we shut things down? This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, standing by for any additional check-ins. Alrighty, this is the final round of check-ins. If you'd like to check in, please come now with your call sign slowly, twice, and phonetically. If not, we're gonna begin to shut the net down. Kilo 8 Victor Sierra Yankee from Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. Since we're wrapping the net up, any final transmissions from you?
KJ7OMO, this is K8VSY. I think I've said most of what I wanted to tonight. I really appreciate everyone helping me out to get on the net. I'm really thankful for that, and I'm hoping to, now with the time change, this is an hour earlier for me in the evening, because of daylight savings time and all that fun stuff. So hopefully it should be easier for me to check in out and stay on later, because it's an hour earlier. But anyways, thanks again. This is K8DSY back to KJ7OMO. Thank you.
Kilo 8 Victor Sierra Yankee from Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar returning. Alrighty, well, 3373 and all the numbers to you, and thanks for joining in. And yeah, so with the time change, well, that sucks that you have to move your clocks around all the time. At least here in Arizona, we don't get to. Hi. But yeah, we don't move our, we don't, change when our net happens, because, well, yeah. For one, I don't change my clocks, and two, obviously, Coordinated Universal Time does not change the clock either for obvious reasons, so yeah. It just makes it easier for our international guests to be able to check in, because they have a constant time. The net is on a constant time. It doesn't switch around according to daylight savings, so yeah. So, yeah. Anyways, Alpha Bravo 9 Uniform Zulu, any final transmissions for the net before we shut things down?
No, I had thoughts, but they went out the window when Echolink crashed, so I really don't have anything else. So, alright, 7-3, have a good week. Shoot me a message on WinLink if you're on. Alpha Bravo 9 Uniform Zulu 7-3.
Alright, 7-3 to you as well. And yeah, when you can, shoot me a message about the radio that you found, and we'll talk about it some more. Alrighty, folks, that's it. We're going to shut things down, but before we do, any final rounds for in-and-out only check-ins? In-and-out only check-ins. Please come now with your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically if you'd like to check in real fast, but in and out only. Do we have any final comments from previously checked-in stations? Any final comments from previously checked-in stations? Alrighty, folks, that concludes our net for today. Thank you all for participating and bringing fun to the airwaves. I would like to express gratitude to the Waverley Amateur Radio Society in Sydney for allowing us to relay our net into their systems. Special thanks to VK3JED and VK2WAY for their contributions, as well as the entire Pride Radio Group for making this net possible. I now release all frequencies, repeaters, and other systems back to their regular amateur use. Thank you once again, and 7-3 to everybody from Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. This net is now closed with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 check-ins, including yours truly. Alright, folks, I'm out of here. 7-3 from Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. Alright, YouTube. That's it for me. Thank you for joining us and listening and watching and all that stuff. If you haven't done so, be sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell if you like, and we'll see you on the next one. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar 7, saying 7-3 to everybody in YouTube land. We'll catch you next time.